boiled eggs by themselves can be kind of boring, but deviled eggs, which is basically the same boiled egg but with just some more creamy, spicy stuff done to the yolk, really makes the dish completely come alive and is just exciting. At least I'm excited. Are you excited by deviled eggs? Let me know. But that's exactly what we're gonna do today. So you know exactly how to make the best boiled eggs from both my stovetop method and my recently posted Instant Pot method. So why not make these boiled eggs even more special with these great deviled eggs? Let's get started. So here are my eggs. This is the same method that I used last week to make boiled eggs. And for today's eggs, I've hard boiled them. So that is 2 minutes of cook time and around 8 minutes of natural pressure release for the perfectly cooked hard boiled eggs. Now, once your eggs are done, let them cool for at least 5 minutes in an ice water bath. And after the 5 minutes, just take a knife, a butter knife is fine, to crack around the shell. And the best way actually to peel it off without any hassle, without peeling off the white with the shell, is to really submerge the egg under that ice water bath or under a running tap and then peel it with that water kind of assisting you. And what I like to do is kind of stick my thumb in that shell and just move my thumb around the circumference and really just pull that shell right out for the perfectly peeled eggs. And once you're done, we can move on to the next stage. Now, we'll cut these eggs into halves. So these are about 6 eggs, enough for about 12 deviled eggs. You can really see how perfect the boiled egg actually is. And just like that, cut all the other eggs. And you can see that none of them actually have that dark green or black kind of ring on the yolk because these were not overcooked. Now add the yolks and separate them into a large bowl. And for the egg whites, you can simply just plate them onto your serving platter. And if you really want to, let's say for this one, you don't like how it's kind of messy, it's yolky, then just give it a quick rinse, it'll be all good. The whites are all organized. Let's put this aside until later. Now, if you've ever seen how to make deviled eggs, you know what we're gonna do with this. And yes, now we'll add the rest of the ingredients into the yolk to make that beautiful stuffing to really make deviled eggs super special. And we will do that, but just in a minute. So let's talk about what deviling an egg actually is. And for that, I had some reference from the NCEGG. I don't expect any of you to know what that acronym stands for, but for information, it stands for the North Carolina Egg Association. So according to them, deviled eggs go all the way back to the ancient Rome period, where boiled eggs would be separated into yolks that were mixed with cilantro, some lemon juice, onion juice, pepper, and then stuffed back into the white and usually served as a start to meals. And the popularity continued to grow across Europe, where they would add things like raisins and cheese into that egg. Now by the 1800s, deviling foods became super popular and referred to a cooking method where food is cooked at a high speed and it was made spicy. And eventually, when deviled eggs came into the US, we started adding mayonnaise into that egg yolk mixture, and that's what we're gonna do right now and add a bit of mayo into our egg yolk. Just a couple tablespoons, don't overdo it. Then just about a quarter teaspoon of Dijon, a bit of a splash of vinegar, and I'm also gonna add in a bit of pickle. These are dill pickles, so I'm gonna slice very thin and then mince it almost into a paste. So this much should be fine. Now slice, slice, slice. Then a little bit of dice, dice, dice. Then a bit of cross-cutting action. Now add these pickles into the bowl. Some salt and pepper to taste. And then add a bit of finely grated cheddar. And the best way to get a fine grate is using a microplane that really is gonna grate that cheese super fine. And now I'm gonna grab a whisk instead of a spatula to really help break down those egg yolks, then mix this really well. Look at that color changing. Give it a taste. Seasoning is on point for me. There's salt in the cheese, the pickle, and a bit of it in the Dijon as well. So you really want to be careful while seasoning. This is a pretty good amount. Now if you've stored this, now if you've stored the eggs properly, they should last in the fridge for 3 to 4 days. I personally don't like leaving eggs, especially when cooked, in the fridge for too long. Kind of like chicken, it does start to change how it smells, even though it has not gone bad. Now when it comes to actually transferring this deviled mixture back into the egg whites, you can either use a icing bag or a pastry bag, stuff the deviled mixture in there and then just, you know, ice it onto the egg whites. Or the more accessible, the easier way, which you can still make look good, is just with using a pair of spoons. Not one spoon, a pair of them. And I'll show you how to make this look good even though you don't have an icing bag. So here are the egg whites. And here's the deviled mixture. Now, 2 spoons, grab a bit of the egg with 1 spoon, then scoop it on, like scraping it almost. And then pick it back up, scoop, pick it back up, scoop. Now you have a nice and smooth deviled mixture. It doesn't look like a mess. Now you scoop that into the egg, just like that. And the key is to prevent overstuffing those egg whites, because that's what's gonna make it look messy. Because you're gonna start spilling, it's gonna go off the plate, it won't be good. Okay, let's try that again. So, like a nice small spoonful, scoop onto one, scoop onto the other. There's no set amount. Just do it as many times. Do it as many times as you want till you get a nice portion, just like that. Then scoop it or slide it from 1 spoon into the egg. Let's do the rest. If you make it look natural, like the egg yolk always belong there, or it just dropped there from the sky and then splatter, then anything you do, even if it's manual, not with a pastry tube or anything fancy, it will look good. To have a bit of finesse. And now for the garnish, we have a classic combo of paprika, sprinkle lightly over the top. And then for the final garnish, and to really top off that dill flavor from the dill pickle we put, top it with some dill leaves. And that's how you make some great deviled eggs. Now you know how to make boiled eggs in the Instant Pot on the stove top. You have my egg curry, you have deviled eggs, you have everything egg on my channel on this playlist. And for a late Father's Day gift, you know fathers love making eggs, they always brag about it, that I can make boiled eggs. Well, make them this, or make them make it. It's gonna be fun. For more videos just like this one, be sure to subscribe, hit the bell icon for more videos just like this. I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.
How to store deviled eggs. Oh, you're gonna plastic wrap each one?